Hey, what's up everybody, Aaron here. So in this video, I want to touch on this whole crypto rug pull by Celsius. A lot of people have been asking me, what is it? What can I do to prepare for it? Is there anything I can do? And how would this affect me? So in this video, I'm going to go through the scenario of what this means if Bitcoin goes higher and what that could mean for recoveries. I'm going to touch on what that means if you are in custody, if you are in the convenience class, withhold, general earn, if you had a loan, and if you just had stablecoins, because that does affect it as well. So there have been some people on Twitter doing some analyses, Simon Dixon being one of them, talking about different prices of Bitcoin and at what points certain things would happen. So before I dive into all of that information, I want to touch on right now, this is a big part of this whole conversation, is do we think that Bitcoin and the entire crypto market is going to go higher? Now, this is on the Into the Cryptoverse website, and there's a link below if you do want to pick that up and get a 10% discount. Taking a look at the risk for the entire crypto market, we can see that we are still very low at around a 0.6, and it's gone up to a 0.9 and higher. So if the risk goes higher, most likely the price of the entire crypto market will go up. Now, I'm starting this video talking about this because there is a risk, if this plan does not get approved on the 21st, that the entire crypto market, or specifically Bitcoin and Ethereum, will go up. This chart takes a look at specifically Bitcoin's risk, and we can see we are just around a 0.6, and it has a lot more room to grow if it does what it has in previous cycles. Taking a look at Bitcoin's logarithmic regression bands, you can see here that in previous cycles, the blue line representing Bitcoin has gone above the green line here and has actually touched this red line. So I will be taking a look at these charts a lot more, especially as we go deeper into this bull market. If the blue line, which is Bitcoin, starts kind of reaching above the green line here and definitely goes into the red line territory, we would technically be in a bubble territory, which right now the price of Bitcoin would be $163,000 to $242,000 of Bitcoin. So I am just showing you like 1% of this website. There's a lot more I'll go into in the future about this website. It can show you the different risk bands of all of these different altcoins, Chainlink, Avalanche, Polkadot, and this will help me determine when it's a good time to begin selling altcoins into either stablecoins or Bitcoin. So I just wanted to start out with this website showing that the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum will most likely go up, especially if previous cycles are any determination of this cycle. So that leads me right into a couple slides that I put together. A little bit ghetto, but it is what it is. So Bitcoin at $43,000. So that is literally where we're at like right now, pretty much. From other people in the community's numbers, including Simon Dixon, so I am borrowing a lot of these numbers from him, so I really appreciate his team going through the numbers and putting this together. His team says that at the current price of Bitcoin, around $43,000, right now we'd get 75% of our crypto back, of our claim amount back. And if you add in the mining and the illiquid assets, Simon's team believes we'd get around 100% of our claim back. So that's right now. That's as of the current price of Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin goes to, say, $54,000, that would, to his estimations, give us the ability to get back 100% of our crypto. And then if we added in mining and illiquid assets, we would actually be getting back 125%. Now, let's talk about the issues with everything I'm talking about, because there's a lot of asterisks and caveats to what I just discussed. So in this video, I'm not going to go through how to calculate your claim. I have made many videos on that. Your claim is not what you have in your Celsius wallet right now. It is not the US dollar amount that you see when you open up your app. It is how many coins you had multiplied by the price of that coin on the date of bankruptcy. And I'll include in the description below exactly how much each coin was worth on that day so you can calculate it yourself. So let's talk about the first option, or the first scenario that can happen here. The judge approves a plan on December 21st. So that's about a week and a half or so from this video. The judge approves a plan. What plan am I talking about? Most likely he would approve this mining co plan. So this mining co plan was the plan that was just presented, and the judge has the ability to say, yes, I'm going to approve this plan because it's not fundamentally different or that much different than the original orderly wind down that people voted for. Remember, when the plan was approved, it was either for the new co, which is not going to happen right now because the SEC is not allowing mining and illiquid assets to be transferred into a new company due to all sorts of reasons. So approving the plan was approving the new co or the orderly wind down, or, which a lot of us recently learned, an option to move to something similar to an orderly wind down if it'll be better for the creditors, for you, for the customers. So on the 21st, the judge has that option of approving the plan. So if that happens, most likely we would get crypto out January, most likely February. And the stock we would maybe get February to April. If that were to happen, we would get as much crypto as possible, and we would still get the upside of the mining and the illiquid assets. So scrolling back up, sorry for all the scrolling, we see in the mining co, there are illiquid assets and there are mining co assets. And these are two things that we want to get the value of. So ideally, we would get as much crypto as possible, and we still get the stock, which will represent the mining company and the illiquid assets. So for most people, which I'll get to in just a moment, maybe not for you, but for most people, people that had a general earn claim with Bitcoin, this is what you want. We want to get Bitcoin and we want to get stock. So if we get this plan approved on December 21st, that is most likely what will happen. We will still get stock in this new company, so we get the upside of the mining and the illiquid assets. And just to remind you guys, essentially the higher the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum, the less Bitcoin and Ethereum the estate has to sell in order to pay the fees to get out of Chapter 11. So we want the price of Bitcoin to stay around this mark. We don't really want it to go past $54,000 because then there's the risk that we get made 100% whole in our claim. So for the mining co that the judge will probably rule on, there are $350 million worth of expenses in order to get out of Chapter 11. This is the costs to the estate, this is the litigation administration funding, and this is also capitalizing the mining business. So that's around $350 million. Taking a look at the last coin report, we had $256 million of stablecoins of USDC. So even if we used all the stablecoins, we would still have to come up with $100 million to get out of Chapter 11. Now that money will most likely come from the Bitcoin or Ethereum. So the top line is going to be Ethereum, the bottom is going to be Bitcoin. So around $1.4 billion of ETH, $1.1 billion of Bitcoin. These prices will be higher because this coin report was when Bitcoin was much, much less as of October 20th. So the second option that could happen, or the second reality that could happen, is that the judge denies a plan on December 21st. So the judge says, we're not going to allow this mining co to go through. It is too different than the original plan. Therefore, we have to vote on a new plan. That would allow other people to submit their bid, and that could take months. So possibly $100 million could go to professionals. We wait 6 months or so until a new plan is confirmed, and then we get crypto out. Then there's a higher chance that Bitcoin and Ethereum go astronomical to make us 100% whole on our claim. Going back to Into the Cryptoverse, I talked about all sorts of things already with Bitcoin. Taking a look here, indicator dashboard, showing you that in the past, the Bitcoin risk does go much higher, and if so, the price of Bitcoin will probably follow. So most likely in 6 months, obviously I could be wrong, nobody can predict the future, Bitcoin and Ethereum will go up in price. And if that happens, there is a higher likelihood that we will be made 100% whole in our claim. Now, if that happens, we will not get any equity in the mining and the illiquid assets. All of that upside would go to the government agencies and or equity holders, and possibly even Mashinsky and other of the executives. So I will talk about in just a moment how much Bitcoin you will be getting back in these different scenarios. So for example, if you had 1 Bitcoin on Celsius, what percent of that Bitcoin would you be getting back? Because that is different than how much you will be made whole. So let's talk about really quickly the different classes of creditors, just to share what I think each kind of creditor would want if they were being totally selfish. So the convenience class can only get 100% of their claim. They are not going to be getting any equity or stock. And when this plan was voted on way back in the summer, the price of Bitcoin was, I think, in like the low 20,000 range, or it was much lower. So to promise 70% of your claim back then was actually a really, really good thing, because most other people were going to get like 30% of their claim in crypto and then some in stock. So this was a really, really good deal back then because, again, the price of cryptos were much less. So the convenience class does want the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum to go as high as possible because they don't have any ability to get equity or stock. The most they could get is 100% of their claim amount. For loans, I really do not know. My guess is that after the set-off treatment, since you will be treated as a general earn creditor, unless you are less than $5,000 and then you'll be in the convenience class, you do want the price of Bitcoin to kind of stay around where it is. You don't want it to go to $60,000, $70,000 because then you will not get any equity and any stock. People that had withhold are basically people that are in general earn. They want equity as well. If you just had stablecoins and stablecoins only, you are actually right now in the best position because you want 100% of your claim. So you want Bitcoin to go to $60, $70, $80, $100,000 because your claim amount is based already in US dollars because it's stablecoins. So if you can get 100% of your money out, that would mean getting 100% of your claim. Now, general earn, like I talked about up here, ideally you want the price of Bitcoin to not go past $54,000. And I will talk about the likelihood of this rug pull in just a moment. I don't think it's that likely, but I will finish the video with that if I remember. So you want the price of Bitcoin to not blast through $100,000 or whatever, because you still want to get equity and stock. And those that have custody, none of this applies to you because you are getting your coins out as you deposited them. So if you had 1 Bitcoin, you are getting back that Bitcoin, not a percent of your claim when Bitcoin was priced at $19,800 or so. So talking a little bit about the bankruptcy claims and how that works. Basically, when creditors can be made 100% whole on their claim, which again are in US dollars, the bankruptcy court can just decide to give everybody back 100% and call it a day. Basically, you get 100% back of your claim, and that's it. They're out of bankruptcy, and they have no reason to restructure a company or to create a company like a NewCo or a mining company and give you any more upside. So that is the rug pull, is basically you get your claim, you get 100% of your claim, and you get no potential upside. So that means you would be made dollar whole on your claim, but you would not be made coin whole. So let's do an example right now on the computer. Let's say you had 1 Bitcoin in earn. And let's say at 43K, which is where we are right now with the price of Bitcoin or so, the bankruptcy court decides to make everybody 100% whole because if they sold the mining and the illiquid assets plus the crypto, they could make everybody 100% whole. So essentially what that would mean is that you would get back $19,880 worth of Bitcoin and ETH. But let's just call it Bitcoin to just be simple. You get back your entire claim, which is worth $19,880. Because again, that was the price of Bitcoin at the time of bankruptcy. And this is again, if you had 1 Bitcoin in earn, and that was all you had in Celsius. So that would basically give people 0.46 Bitcoin back. Because you're getting back 100% of your claim, but you're only getting back 0.46 Bitcoin. So you're still losing over half the Bitcoin that you had in earn. So this is the reason that a lot of people are not wanting this rug pull, as we're calling it, or us to be made 100% whole right now. Is because if you had a Bitcoin, you're going to be getting back less than half of what you had in. If Bitcoin was $54,000, you would be getting back 0.36 Bitcoin. So if the scenario happens here on the right, where the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum go up so much that just with the crypto, we'd be able to be made 100% whole, then we would be getting back just 0.36 Bitcoin for every Bitcoin that we had in earn. So again, this does not make people that happy that really only care about how much Bitcoin they have or how many Satoshis they have, because for every Bitcoin that you put into Celsius, you're only going to get back 0.36 or like 0.46 Bitcoin back. So that's why, unless you just had stablecoins, you do not want to be made 100% whole right now and to get no upside. We want to get crypto back, but also get access or get the upside of the mining and however much they can sell the illiquid assets for, where I believe these illiquid assets and mining could be worth more as the price of Bitcoin goes up. And taking a look back into the cryptoverse, you can see here again that historically the price of Bitcoin does go up in correlation to the risk level, and we are still very, very low for the risk level. And we have the halving next year, and we have the ETF coming out. There's a lot of factors that are most likely going to drive the price of Bitcoin higher. And that means the equity that we would get in the mining and the illiquid assets could be worth more and more money, which could potentially outperform Bitcoin and then get us more Bitcoin back. So I hope this video makes sense. I know I said a lot of things like 5 times. That's for me too. Sometimes it's helpful to repeat. So the ideal scenario, again, unless you have just stablecoins, for everybody else that have like Bitcoin and Ethereum or any other altcoins, we want the judge to approve the plan on the 21st. That means we would get crypto out sooner, we would get stock sooner, and then we would make sure to get the upside of the mining and the illiquid assets by getting stock that maybe would be listed on NASDAQ or on some stock exchange. What we really do not want is for the judge to deny the plan on the 21st, and then we would all have to vote on a new plan. This would take many, many months to play out. More money would go to lawyers, and then there would be a higher chance that Bitcoin goes even higher than this, and then we would definitely not get the stock and the equity. The judge could just say, you know what, everybody can get 100% of their claim, so therefore we are not even going to entertain the idea of a new company. Everybody will just be made 100% whole. They'll sell the crypto and they will give everybody 100% of their claim, and then people will be getting a fraction of the Bitcoin that they had in Celsius. So that's not ideal for most of you guys watching. So guys, that's it for the video, and I'm sure I'm forgetting something that I'm gonna remember after I upload this, but hopefully this makes more sense for you guys. Now, what can you do? What can I do? What can anybody do right now? Nothing. I mean, we're just at the whims and mercy of the market, also the mercy of the judge and the court and then the lawyers. So there's nothing you can really do right now. And in my life, I really like to focus on things that I have control over. And right now in this situation, nobody really has any control over anything. If you want to write the judge and tell him something, you can do that. But other than that, we're just kind of waiting around. So the next big date, again, is December 21st. Then hopefully we will have more clarity on where we go from here. And for most people, ideally, the judge would approve the plan, the mining co-plan. We would get an effective date, the date that the plan goes effective. And then 15 days before that date, we would know exactly how much crypto we're getting back. And there would just be more clarity, because what most people want is to get their crypto out as soon as possible. And I think waiting and voting on a new plan that could take 4, 5, 6 months down the road is just not what most people want right now. And I am forgetting one class of creditors that I just want to touch on right now before I end the video. Those of you guys that have exposure to clawbacks. So the higher crypto goes, the closer we are to being made whole, the less of a chance that clawbacks will be pursued on retail. Or if we all get made 100% whole, I don't think the clawbacks will be pursued at all. If we get made 90% whole, most likely we're not going to have to pay 27.5% to get out of clawbacks. So those of you that have a clawback exposure, you do want the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum to go up. Right now, it's looking a lot better than it did 2-3 months ago, from my understanding. I'm not a lawyer, so don't take anything I'm saying as legal advice at all, actually. I'm not a lawyer and I don't play one on the internet. But yeah, I just wanted to cover that category. If you have clawback exposure, you are in the Telegram group, you're talking about this, so this is nothing new for you guys. So that is it for the video. Thanks for watching. I'll include the link to Into the Cryptoverse below if you want to get access to those charts. I will be talking about these charts a lot more in the future as well, especially as we get our crypto back. And then a lot of people are like, when should I sell it, or should I sell it? And I'll be talking much more about the market and all that in the future as well. And I want to thank you guys for signing up for the sponsor of my videos, which I talk about often. Very, very helpful, and you guys are awesome. If you have used my link to sign up and check it out, you can let me know in the comments, or you can send me an email. I will personally thank you for that. So guys, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. Till next time, talk with you soon, and bye for now.